Hey YouTube, how's it going? KSM Dragons here, bringing you my regional report. Played in the London Regional held in Darksphere the weekend just gone. Went X4 in 8 rounds, so not great, 50% win rate. 2 rounds, I definitely misplayed really hard, which cost me the games, which is my fault, not necessarily the deck's fault. I played Tenyi Swordsoul, as you can see in front of you. The deck for me actually performed really well, and as I said, my losses, especially 2 of them, are just down to my own misplay rather than I feel like something's wrong with the deck. Like, I think the deck performed exactly how it should do, and 2 of the other losses were literally lost to like TCB, and the other one was generally out of my control. Like, I couldn't do anything, so it's like fair play. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you the deck. Before I jump into the profile, kind of give you the rounds breakdown. So round 1, played against Loyalist Tri Brigade or Bird Up. I 2-0'd him, I went 2-1 in that round. So game 1, game 2, he set up pretty much a big board and I just couldn't break it. I didn't have the cards in hand. And then game 3, I won in time, but because Long Yun burns, like, I won on the burn damage, but also like he couldn't do anything as well. So even though it was his turn, wherever he tried to set up, I broke through. So like, even though I won by burn damage, the turn would have come back to me. I would have attacked for game anyway, so that's fine. Round 2, played against Dinos. Pretty straightforward matchup, actually, surprisingly. So that went pretty smoothly. Round 3, I played against Agnista. So this was my kind of first mess up. So I lost 2-1, and in game 1 I nib-buried him, but I nib-buried him at the wrong point. So I should have nib-buried him when he summoned the Link 3, but I did it before then, and he was able to combo off and still get to the Link 3 afterwards. So that's my own fault. Can't blame the deck for that. And in the third game of that matchup, like, I opened up 0 hand traps, so he was able to make his towers, and then I had no way to build enough to beat over it, which was just quite frustrating. Round 4, I played Virtual World, lost 2-1 in that game. Round 5, I think I played Virtual World again, which I lost. Then round 6, I played Bird Up, which I won. Round 7, I played Eldritch Dogmatica, but like, as I said, lost to the Floodgates more than anything else. And then was that round 7? And then the last round, I played against Magical Muskets, which was just a 2-0 win. Very strong, comfortable, straightforward. I think the player just was kind of done by that point, but he literally just couldn't build anything anyway. So yeah, those are the matchups. As I said, the deck performed, I think, as well as it should do. If not, it was me, the pilot, that was lacking rather than the deck. But I had a lot of fun with it. It is a good deck, and to be fair, like, you don't set up the same thing every time. Like, there's so many different routes you can go into, which is really cool. So let's just take you into the deck profile really quickly, and I'll just kind of highlight bits that were good for me. Cool. So if we go into sort of the Swordsoul package first, which is pretty standard across everyone. So 3 Ecclesia, 3 Moe, 3 Longyun. Burn damage is ridiculous. 2 Tae, 3 Emergence, 1 Sacred Summit, 1 Blackout, and the Honorary Swordsoul Protoss. Pretty standard lineup. Like, I think this is the same for everyone. I think maybe there were a couple of points where I would have liked a second Blackout, but I was trying to keep the deck numbers down. The deck in the end was 41, but all performed really well. Otherwise, like, can't really complain. Ratios are pretty standard. I don't see them changing anytime soon. Maybe cut 1 Longyun is the only thing I could really see happening, but it's a really good follow-up. Anyway, moving on to the Tenyi lineup. 3 Shuna, 2 Vishuda, 2 Adhara, 1 Chitana, which was really good. and then 2 of the Heavenly Dragon Cycle. Opening this Moe was so good every time because you'd summon Moe, bait the hand traps at the Imperm or the Veiler, chain this, get the Shatana, still manage to combo off and kind of do, like, yeah, you lose the draw, but, you know, it's still so good otherwise, like, and you go through, like, one of your opponent's cards, so, yeah, really good. Rashuda's such a broken card as well, just bouncing back a card on the field, so, yeah, good Tenyi lineup. Don't see any real change happening to that. Hand trap lineup, 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash, 2 Effect Veiler, and 3 Impermanence. Quite happy with this lineup, really. As I said, just like opening up a Nibiru against Bird Up was just so good, especially like in game 1s where your opponent just doesn't expect it, and like games where you don't need it, you just side it out. But yeah, I'm so happy I mained this rather than siding it in, because it won me more games than probably what I would have expected. So definitely keeping that. I might change the Effect Veilers, and the only reason why is I just think they're a bit more low impact rather than the high impact card. So might look to change that. 2 Pot of Desires and 1 Imperial Order to round up the main deck. I cut Pot of Desires from 3 to 2 just to try and keep the deck number down. I think there was only one matchup where I was kind of like, I really want to get into a Pot of Desires, and I think that was against Agnister in round 3, because he built his towers, and I was like, if I had a pot, I could have made the Supreme Sovereign the Synchro 10 and then be able to beat over it, because that would have been my out. But didn't see it, so I think that was the early point where I was like, I really need to see another pot. But otherwise, I thought this ratio was pretty good. Might look to change it, but then as I said, maybe got to sacrifice the hand trap ratio instead. So that was the main deck. As I said, 41. Just go through the extra deck really quickly. So 2 Chizao, 1 Sovereign. This was really good. The Dino matchup, I think I got him up to 5,000 something because I'd used the pot. My opponent used the pot and then banished a few cards as well. So ridiculously just beat over for game. 1 Baron, really good card. You know, be able to pop a card on your opponent's field. Even the recursion ability, just so good to help start comboing off because it just makes everything live. 2 Baxia, really good card. Surprisingly, I didn't go into it as often as I thought, because like the games where I needed to go into it, I was floodgated out, so I couldn't. And then games where I could go into it, I didn't need to because I was going to win that game anyway. So, bit of hit or miss. 1 Yazi, never made it. Chao Feng, made it a couple of times. 2 Monk of the Tenyi, 1 Shaman, 1 Draco Masters. So this was more to try out rather than have other options. And honestly, it was okay. I don't think it actually won me any games. So any game I made this, I lost that game because it just, like, yeah, I got a couple of pops in the field, but I never had enough to go for game. So I might actually take it out because I don't think it was that good. 1 Draco, really good. 1 White Oil, never made it. And 1 Dragite, never made it as well. Games where I wanted to make these, I was like locked out, so I couldn't make them anyway. So, I don't know. X deck, you know, kind of performed. You know, these 5 cards, like, they performed the way they showed. These were like the main things to go into. But yeah, that was the extra deck. And just to go into the side deck very quickly, 2 Lightning Storm, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 DD Crow, 2 Dimensional Shifter, 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 Dark Ruler no more. Side deck was good. Don't have too many complaints. I really want to bump Shifter up to 3. Like, this card in any matchup I sided in was so good. Like, if I activated Shifter, I won the game, because I could easily combo off in my turn to build whatever. Like, this destroyed the dinos, this destroyed a virtual world when I saw it, destroyed the Agnista when I saw it as well. Like, this was just a really good card and really good matchup, so very happy with this card. Definitely going to bump it up to 3. Might even look to main it because it was that good. Cosmic Cyclone was just really good. Evenly matched. DD Crow, I didn't actually play against. I think there was only one deck that had Phoenix Enforcer, and it was quite comfortable to deal with because once again I was able to OTK. So, but yeah, that is the deck and extra deck and side deck. Good tournament, really enjoyed it. Happy to kind of get back into regionals. As I said, I think the deck build I'm really happy with. The only thing I was probably lacking is just my experience playing against some of the other decks. As I said, I haven't played against Virtual World a couple of times, so that's just on me. But do you know what? Great tournament, had lots of fun, and see you guys next time with the next tournament report. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.